Governo Federal, Governo do Estado do Rio de Janeiro, Secretaria de Estado de Cultura e Economia Criativa do Rio de Janeiro, através da Lei Aldir Blanc, apresenta Fôlego, Programa de Formação e Capacitação para Profissionais da Arte e da Cultura. Vou passar a palavra para a Stephany. Gente, boa aula e bom dia.
Good morning, everyone. How are you? Nada, are you okay now? Yeah? Woohoo! Nice. Nice to know. And you, Ana Cláudia, Yara, Tamires, Laurita, are you okay? Hannah?
Good morning.
Morning. Everyone okay?
Yes.
All right. Nice to know. Last class, we talked about some points, and I'm going to show you a very quick revision, and then we start today's topic. We're going to talk about how to talk about an artist, and probably some things here you already know, but it's good for you to practice some conversation aspects and how to say some words and how to use some expressions to talk about an artist, okay? And next class, the last one, oh no, we are going to talk about how to develop an idea of a piece of work, how to talk about a piece of work. So today I'm going to show you some vocabulary, some words that are related to the art pieces as well, not only the artists, because we cannot talk about an artist without talking about his or her way of thinking, the way they develop their artistic ideas, and that's it. Let's go to the presentation. Here it is. Oops, today is 18th. It's class 3. So about last class, we talked about online curatorship, and we listened to a podcast of an artist, and she's a curator, and she was talking about, I don't know if you remember, but she was talking about the possibility of internet after the pandemic, and she gave an overall idea, if she agrees with the idea of the man who asked the question, if the online curatorship makes possible for more people to see arts, and she was wondering that not everyone has access to internet, etc. We also talked about the facilities. I don't know if you remember some examples of facilities. Can you tell me some examples?
Museum.
Awesome. That's it. We had some other words like shop, museums, just like Hannah said, art galleries, etc. We also talked about there to be, when we want to mention about an image, we want to describe an image, and so we don't use the verb have. So we have this differentiation between there to be and have. So for example, I have a pen, and there is a pen on my desk. So the difference, when we give the idea of existence of something, we use there is, or there are if it's in the plural. So there are 2 pens on my desk, but I have 2 pens. So just don't confuse. When you are describing an image, probably you're going to say there is a man, there is a woman, there are apples, there is a tree, I don't know. When you're giving your opinion, I just gave you this tip to say this expression, as far as I'm concerned. You can also say I think, in my opinion, that's totally fine. It's very okay. But as far as I'm concerned, is an expression that has some higher level English. So it's good for you to use. Probably if you are maybe talking in an academic way, you know. We also talked about directions. So left, right, go straight, turn left, turn your right. It's across the street, it's across something, it's between. The gallery number 12 is between galleries 11 and 10. Go straight, fast, etc. And we also talked about offering help. The way is more formal and less formal. I don't know if you remember, but we watched a video of that movie, Up, and the little Boy Scout offering his help to the man, and he's like, "Hi, sir, can I help you? My name is," etc., etc. So these are all of the topics that we discussed last class and we practiced. All right. Remember, we have the Google Drive folder, so you're going to have access to all of this. Don't worry, you don't have to copy everything, but yeah, I'm going to repeat it. It's good to have maybe a notebook or using your computer to take some notes, okay? So let's start. We have these images here. And in these images, we can see that they have something in common, maybe. We're going to get there. I would like maybe volunteers to describe the images. Just one thing. Every time I show you an image, a slide that I want you to participate, pay attention if we have this box here. And probably I'm going to write an example of how you can start your sentence. So, for example, there is, I'm going to describe image 4, okay? There is a hand, and you can see the White House far from the hand, and this hand is showing the middle finger. So there is a hand, there is a building right on the back of the image or something like that. So this is the example. We can use there is, there are to describe the image. And another example to start your speech, your explanation of the image, you can say, image 4 depicts, it depicts is like shows, okay, demonstrates, something like this. So whenever I need your participation, and if you don't know how to start your sentence, pay attention to the examples, okay? Probably here I'm showing some possibilities of how to communicate. So I described image 4. Can someone describe image 1, 2, or 3, the one you prefer?
May I?
Sure.
Okay. So the image number 1 depicts naked woman wearing a gorilla mask with yellow background with some written sentences about women being naked to be on the museum. I think that's it.
Thank you, Nara.
You're welcome.
Nara described image 1. Could I have a volunteer to describe image 2, please? Ana Cláudia, Kelly, Hannah, Tamires. I can help you, okay?
Can I go?
Sure, please.
There is probably some stencil painting of a child that seems to be jumping and crossing through her there is I think it's the Nike symbol. There is it's like going through her chest.
That's it. Thank you. Yeah, it's Nike symbol. And image number 3. Someone to finish. Maybe Tamiris?
Yes. There is a guy in front of a wall, and at this wall, there's a girl holding a. I don't know this plant name in English, but it's like dente de leão.
Dandelion.
And this girl has a very big afro, and at her afro there is writing Black Lives Matter, and the white background it's written justice, love, peace, freedom, and the other words I can read.
That's it. Thank you, Tamiris. Perfect explanations and descriptions of images. That's it. Now, do you believe these images, 1, 2, 3, and 4, they have something in common? And if you believe they have something in common, what do you think it is? So again, just pay attention to the examples. Don't worry, if you want to start your sentence differently from my examples, that's fine. This is just to help, okay? So you can say, yes, I believe that these images have something in common, and you can explain why, because, or you can compare the images. So for example, differently from image 1, image 4 shows, depicts just some examples to help start building a sentence, an idea, okay? So do you believe these images have something in common, and what is it?
I think I suppose it's because they all talk about something political.
Do you agree, Nara? Do you think they all talk about something political?
Yes, I agree with Amanda. I think they all talk about something political, and they all are artivist. It's some kind of activism with the art, even though they are talking about different subjects, about women, about Black lives, about political, about big companies. They all are activists.
Do you agree, Tamiris, that they are activists?
Yes. I don't know. I don't know how to compliment.
That's it, no problem. You don't need to. Okay, and here you are an explanation of what is activist art. This is from Tate Museum.
I believe it is. You can hear me?
Yeah, now I can.
Okay. I believe they are awesome critical type. I don't know.
Yes, they are, sure.
Okay. Sorry, my audio is late.
No problem. It's okay. Yeah, I agree with you, Kelly. Can you turn off your mic if you're not talking now, Kelly? Because I can
Okay.
hear myself. Thank you. Whenever you need to speak, please open your microphone. That's not a problem, okay? But if you're not talking, turn it off because I have an echo here in my head. So here is an explanation. It's an art term. In Tate, they have a part in their website in which they explain some words. So they have some terms and some explanations about arts in general. So in this case, they are explaining what is activist art. One of the artists that they show is this hand here, which is Ai Weiwei. It's an artist that is, he always talks about politics, and I don't know if you follow him on Instagram, but he's always talking about politics and problems in general in society and capitalism and etc. So here is a series of images that he has created in which he is flipping his middle finger to a big monument. This is an example of it. And here in this website, they show Ai Weiwei's images and the photos in which he shows his middle finger to monuments. Hannah, could you read the explanation of activist art for us, please?
Okay, it's a little small.
It's small? No, it's okay. I can read it. Okay, if it's too small for you.
Because my glasses are...
No problem. No problem. I can read it. Afterwards, you can help us. Thank you. Activist art is a term used to describe art that is grounded in the act of doing and addresses political or social issues, just like we discussed before. That's it. Activist is the adjective, but the noun is activism. And how do you say this word? Look here at the phonemes. Remember the schwa sound we mentioned last class, the most produced sound in English. So here, whenever you have S and M at the end of the word, you are going to pronounce it like zum. Okay? So activism. All right? Like there is a vowel between the S and the M. This is just something about pronunciation. Now, we are going to... yes?
Stephany, sorry. Have
Okay.
you ever seen or heard the term artivist that mix both together?
No, I heard you mentioning it, and I imagined it exists, but I've never heard it, and I think it's very interesting because it connects art with activism. That's it. Nice. Do you have something where we can read it? I've never seen it, really. You can send a link here.
I will send on the chat.
Okay, thank you. Awesome. That would be great. Now, we have here this video. It's also from Tate. And here we have 3 people, and they're talking about their ways of seeing life and how they believe some patterns may change the society behavior. So people act like this or that because people say it's the right thing to do. So they somehow challenge some rules, some social rules. And so now we are going to watch the beginning of the video only. And I want you to think if these 3 people here, they can be considered activists, okay? So here is just a beginning. Is the audio okay? Now I don't see you. Yes? Okay, Nara, I saw you. Thank you. Awesome. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to repeat this part so you can listen again to what they're saying. Okay, so do you think that they can be considered activists just from the small explanation about themselves? What can you say about it? Do you think they can be considered?
Yes.
Why? breaking. Why do you think they can be considered? Remember, whenever I asked why, you can say because. I know the problem sometimes is not saying because, it's the rest of the idea, but just to help you, because.
Well, the first girl herself actually told us she's an activist. So for her, it's quite obvious.
And there is Sasha Valor. I'm sorry. You were saying something, Anna, please.
And the other ones, I think, because they are artists and they are showing themselves as LGBT.
LGBTQ.
Yeah. When they're putting themselves public that way, you have to be an activist because you're showing yourself as you are, and you obviously get attacked by that, and you're having to defend not just yourself but other people that are like you because you're putting your face in public.
I totally agree with you. Do you agree with her, Hannah?
Yes, I totally agree with Ellen.
Yeah, and also Sasha says, I don't know if I call Sasha he or she, because Sasha says, I'm going to say she, but I'm not sure, that she is gender fluid. So when you say you are gender fluid, in that case, there's not an identification with he or she, like I'm a man, I'm a woman. No, I'm a drag queen and I'm a performer. So that's a problem, a social issue that Sasha, for example, is challenging. So yeah, I agree with you, Anna, totally agree with you that we can consider them three as activist art. And yes, they're showing themselves in a different way than society depicts what is the norm, what is the rule, right? So yeah, somehow they are activists. I'm going to present again. I had a problem here. My slides were not working. They freezed. I think it's okay now. So yeah. Look, now we are talking about someone. This is Monroe Bergdorf. And she says, I'm Monroe Bergdorf. I'm an activist, and I identify as a trans woman. That's what she says, okay? In the back of my head, I've always thought, okay, that's the goddess of love. This is her talking about the painting that she wanted to talk about, which was the birth of Venus, maybe, I'm not sure. And so here she's talking about the painting. I want you to take a look at these two sentences here. And can you see the spaces here? We are going to transform the sentence. Instead of saying, I'm Monroe Bergdorf, we are going to talk about Monroe Bergdorf. That's not her talking. Let's suppose this is me talking. So instead of saying, I'm Monroe Bergdorf, can you help me? What word, what pronoun I'm going to use here to talk about Monroe?
She.
She.
That's it. So she is Monroe Bergdorf. Now we said she said I'm an activist. How do we transform here?
She's
an activist, and you know why? Again, she. Perfect. Now look at the verb. I identify now an activist, and she identifies. Here we change. Okay. Now the next sentence. In the back of, she says, in the back of my head. Now we are talking about Monroe. In the back of
Her.
Awesome. So here are the transformation of the sentences. So we are talking about her. If it's a man, we are going to say he is something, he is an activist, he identifies as something. And here in the back of, who can help me? Instead of saying her, we are going to say
His.
his. Awesome. I'm writing on the chat.
Stephany,
Yes, me.
in the back of my head, it's an expression.
Uh-huh. It's like, just a minute, I'm typing. Okay, I just put on the chat if you need. Ah, thank you, Nara. Artivism. I opened it. Let's take a look together. Oh, Nara, yes, in the back of my head, when I say that, it's somehow an expression when you are talking about, it's very literal. We say that in Portuguese, I think. Something like there is in your ideas. There are ideas in your head that you think about them, and something that you think and probably you don't say. So in the back of my head, I think. So she's thinking. It's an expression that relates to thinking. You're not saying. You can say afterwards, but when you say in the back of my head is here. You are thinking, okay? I opened here the website that Nara sent us, and it's talking about artivism. Remember the pronunciation. We have S-M, so artivism. It's nice to know, I didn't know this expression. Artivist takes roots or branches, gathering between Chicano artists from East Los Angeles and the Zapatistas in Chiapas, Mexico. The word artivist and artivism were popularized through a variety of events, actions, and artworks via artists and musicians such as Quetzalcoatl and Mujeres de Maíz, among other East Los Angeles artists and spaces such as self-help, graphics, and art. Nice, thank you. Recent years as anti-war and anti-globalization protests. Look, so here they're talking about social and political issues, right? Anti-war and anti-globalization protests. So they're doing protests. Emerged and proliferated. In many cases, artivists attempt to push. They push political agendas. So they're asking the politics, the men that work with this, the women that work with this, everyone who are maybe our government, they are pushing political agendas by the means of art. So they use art to push the agenda of politics. Okay, let me stop now. Thank you, Nara. Awesome. Awesome material. I didn't know this word. Let's use it now. Okay, sharing again our presentation. So here, after they present themselves, Sasha, Leo, and Monroe, they are walking around Tate Museum and they are seeing some artworks. And there is a woman that walks around the museum with them and she's explaining the artworks they choose. So Sasha chose one art, Leo chose one art, and Monroe chose one art. This is the one that Monroe chose. Looking at this, what type of art are they analyzing here in this part of the video? What is this?
It's a classical art. It's a painter, a classical painter.
Great. That's it. It's not a photograph, it's a painting. So in this type of art, the artist uses brush, paint, and they do the painting. Van Gogh, for example, is famous for his paintings. When he was alive, people didn't really consider him a good artist, but after he was dead or at the end of his life, people started liking his paintings. But yeah, here it's a painting, and as Nada said, a classical one. I'm going to show you, this is a vocabulary activity, some types of art. Here we have number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the words A, B, C, and D. I want you to look at it 1 minute for you individually to match number with letter. Okay? Do you understand what to do? Perfect. All right, let's check. Number 1, Tamiris, can you tell me what is a type of art?
Number 1 is a performance.
Awesome, perfect. Anna, what is number 2?
Number 2 is an installation.
Perfect. Number 3, Nada, do you know?
Number 3 is an assemblage.
Perfect. And number 4, Amanda, can you tell us?
Number 4 is B, print.
That's it. Perfect. These are the answers. Pay attention that an assemblage is different from a collage. When you have a collage, or you are going to unite the images. How you cut the images, it can be digital, or it can be the paper itself using a magazine or newspaper or different types of paper that you have, and you unite them to create an image. In an assemblage, this one, you are going to unite objects. So I take this, I take this, I take my cup, and I make an assemblage with this. So you use 3D objects, let's say this way. So pronunciation, Nada said correctly. Can you repeat, please? Assemblage, Nada.
Assemblage.
Perfect. The next one is print, installation, performance. Okay? Now, next slide. 20 seconds for you to match numbers with letters again. Okay, so Kelly, can you tell me what is number 1?
Yeah, number 1 is painting.
Awesome, thank you. And number 2, Hannah?
Number 2, it's B, draw.
Awesome. And number 3, Tamiris?
Number 3 is a sculpture.
Awesome. So we have here 1, painting. So when we have the NG, we're going to say painting. Drawing is number 2. And number 3 is, as Tamiris just said, sculpture. Okay? Let's move on. Now look at this sentence, this text here. Can somebody read it for me, please? A volunteer?
Can I go?
Sure, please.
Sydney-based artist Kim Lloyd-Weiler is known for her colorful paintings of LGBTQ identified and queer-allied women. Many of her subjects are close friends, pictures against both patterns, in a celebration of diversity.
Thank you very much, Amanda. Now, what Kim Ludweiler, I don't know how to pronounce his name, but okay. And now, does she celebrate diversity in her work? Yeah. And now my question to you is, what is this artist known for? It's highlighted here, the answer. He, I think it's a woman. Kim is known for what?
Her colorful paintings of LGBTQ identified and queer-allied women.
Perfect. So she's not known for sculptures. She is known for her paintings. And we know that the paintings are colorful. So this is an adjective that it tells us how her paintings are, okay? Now I have some artists here like Andy Warhol, Yayoi Kusama, and Marcel Duchamp. And my question to you is, can you tell what these artists here are known for? We can say known for or famous for. So everybody in the world, not everybody, of course, but many people know Andy Warhol because of his piece of work, something like that. So now, if you know, here is an example. Andy Warhol is known for, and you complete the sentence, or Andy Warhol is famous for. Can you tell me what Andy Warhol is known for?
The pop art. And Warhol is known for pop art. Like serigrafias, não sei como falar.
Pop art is what he's known for. That's it. And what about Yayoi? Do you know?
He's he's known by sculpture and installation, principally with circles anywhere.
You're talking about Yayoi, right? So
Yes.
since it's a woman, we are going to say she, okay? So she is known. She's known for her, yes, Yara, her circles and her spheres. And I'm going to write on the chat. We say polka dots, okay? It's the circles that we have many of them in one image. So it's a pattern that she has, the polka dots. Yes, I agree with you. She's known for that. And what about Marcel Duchamp? What is he known for? Do you know?
He's famous for the ready-mades. There are like taking some ordinary objects and turning them, putting them in another context, turning them into art.
That's it. Perfect. I'm going to show you, since you said so beautifully, Amanda, one of his most famous pieces. It's the fountain, right? Where is it? I'm sorry. I wrote Andy Warhol fountain. I'm crazy. So here, just like Amanda explained perfectly, here is the fountain. It's one of his most famous pieces, Marcel Duchamp. So the ready-mades. Yeah, awesome. So let's come back here.
Can I say something about the fountain?
Please.
I don't know if you know, but some people that study art actually say that this isn't from Duchamp. This is from Baronesa Elsa.
Really?
Yeah. And she sent in his name something. No, she sent into I forgot the term for when you sent a art piece in a fantasy name, and everyone thought it was Duchamp, and until now people still think it's from Duchamp, but it's probably from this woman.
What's her name?
Can send Baronesa
Please.
Elsa. I can send you a link.
Please put it here. I have never heard of this, but it's nice to know. Thanks, Anna. Please send us the link. I want to read more about this. So, yes.
We're talking curiosities about them. Let me say something about Andy Warhol. He's my favorite artist, so I like to study about him. He's also known, well, in the movies, in the cinema culture, underground culture, for being a very, how can I say? He was a director of many movies in the 60s. And some clips as well, video clips.
Can you tell one example of a video clip or a movie that we can watch that he directed?
Actually, he was the producer of a band.
Really?
The Velvet Underground.
Really? Velvet Underground?
Yeah. And the movies, well, they are kind of complicated to find, but you can see a movie about the story of one of his muse. I'll write the name in the chat.
Please. And I have just received your link. It's not opening now. It's a little slow motion, my computer. Afterwards, we can open it if I can. Thank you. And yes, Amanda, please, I have never heard about Andy Warhol's being a producer of Velvet Underground or being a director. I didn't know that. Awesome. Thank you. I love when you tell these things because I learn more. Now we are going to do a quiz, and this quiz is about the name of artists. There are some questions, and in these questions they are directly related to some period of time or maybe a type of art, and we have to answer usually with the name of the artists. And it's just a game, okay? Don't worry, I'm not testing your knowledge on artists, but we are going to do it together. I'm going to open the quiz now. And the thing is, we have 10 seconds for each question. So you can open your microphones if you want to answer, and please answer because we are going to play the quiz together. Okay? Do you understand?
Okay.
All right, I'm sharing. Let's start the quiz. So which artist invented the ready-made?
Duchamp.
Aha! Yes. Next question. Pay attention because we have 10 seconds. Which artist chopped off his own ear?
Vincent van
Van
Gogh.
Gogh.
Yay! Awesome. Next question. Which artist designed a flying machine?
Leonardo Da Vinci.
Awesome. You're good. Which artist died of a drug overdose at age 27?
Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Ah, perfect. And which artist invented pointillism?
Monet?
Monet? Yeah?
I think so.
Jordan.
No problem. Next question. Which artist's primary medium was the quilt? Medium is what you use to make your art. Is it paper or line? We didn't have time, so it's Ringgold. Which artist is known for self-portraits?
Rembrandt.
Rembrandt? All of them. So Cindy Sherman, Vincent van Gogh, and Rembrandt, all of them are known for self-portraits. Which artist made sculptures of writers Victor Hugo and Honoré de Balzac?
Rodin.
Let's see. Oh, wow, perfect. And which artist's photographs were discovered only posthumously?
Vivian Maier.
Ooh, you're good. Look, we had 9 questions and we could get 4, 6. We just couldn't answer 3 questions. 1, we didn't have time enough. And the other 2, we didn't really know the answer, but very good. Now let's view the results. Yes?
What does quilt means?
I'm going to show you the image of quilts.
Okay, thank you.
Can you see it? This is a quilt. It's when you unite usually some parts of fabric, when you sew this fabric and you connect in parts usually. So here we have a quilt of squares. Okay, the big thing is the quilt, and it's the technique you use of sewing. Here's also a quilt.
Oh,
This
okay.
is also a quilt. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now let's come back to the quiz. Here are the answers for the quiz. We know about Duchamp. Awesome. Look here, Anna. Dada artist. Can you read this, Anna?
Dada artist Marcel Duchamp came up with the concept of the ready-made, a mass-produced object presented as art. He presented his most notorious ready-made in 1917, a porcelain urinal titled Fountain, and signed R. Mutt. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It wasn't signed as Duchamp.
And now I'm going to read everything about the fountain, and it's going to remind me of you. I'm going to say, Anna said it's not Duchamp's piece of art. And you see here in the answer, it mentions that is Duchamp's idea. Now I'm wondering if it's really his idea. Now I would like to show you one of these. Where is it? Okay. Amanda, can you read this for me, please, about Ringgold?
Ringgold is known for her story quilts, many of which have a political or social message.
Let's take a look at Ringgold quilt. Look, here are some quilts. Nice, huh? Let's come back to the quiz. And the other one that we didn't get right, Hannah, can you read this for me, please? Each of these artists. Is Hannah there? Okay, Tamirish, can you read for me, please?
Yes.
Sorry,
Each of the...
eu tava com o microfone desligado.
No problem.
I continue or
Go ahead.
do I continue? Okay.
Yes, Tamirish, thanks.
Each of these artists is known for many self-portraits. Rembrandt in the 17th century, Van Gogh in the 19th century, and Sherman in the 20th and 21st centuries.
That's it. Perfect. So here they are using the expression known for when mentioning something specific about some artists, okay? So each of these artists is known for, and where else? American artist Basquiat, known for his graffiti-like paintings, and there are others here. Did you like the quiz? You think it's difficult? Not really. So. Okay. Now we have here an image of Leonardo da Vinci. The text is small. I'm sorry. So I'm going to read for you. Okay? Listen to the text and tell me the words that identify Leonardo da Vinci. Okay? So the original Renaissance man, Leonardo, is identified with genius, not only for masterpieces such as the Mona Lisa, the Last Supper, and the Lady with an Ermine, but also for his drawings of technologies that were 500 years in the future. I don't know if you remember, but could you mention some words that identify Leonardo da Vinci?
Genius, masterpieces, and technologies.
Technologies and masterpieces are some things that he produces, but we know that he produces this, and genius is one of the words certainly that identify him. Thank you, Anna. And also Renaissance man is another, they are two other words that identify him. We know he's a man, and he's a Renaissance man, so it's more specific than just a man, and is identified with genius. Perfect, Anna. Yes, he's a genius. Now we have Pablo Picasso. This is from the website King and McGaw. I'm going to give you the link afterwards in a minute. And in this website, they talk about some artists and they describe some artists. In this case here, I took the image from Pablo Picasso. Now, which words identify Picasso? Right in the beginning of the text.
Iconic modern artist.
That's it. Can you continue reading?
Iconic modern artist Pablo Picasso produced a diverse range of work throughout the 20th century. King and McGraw's Picasso collection includes Cubist paintings, line drawings, portraits, and a selection of rare posters from Gallery Marlowe and Gagosian.
So just like Tamiri said, iconic, modern, and artist, they are three words that, thank you Tamiri for reading, there are three words that identify Picasso. Okay, we can also see other words that can indirectly define him as well. So for example, Picasso collection includes Cubist paintings. So we know he is a painter and that he makes Cubist paintings. That's okay. But here it's not talking about Picasso directly. These three words here, they directly talk about Picasso, iconic, modern artist. When it says it's iconic, this is the idea of the website, okay? Some people maybe don't think he's iconic, but some do. Here we have L.S. Laurie, and the identification of the artist is she is one of Britain's best loved artists. So we know she's from Britain, and we know that she's very loved. This is all from the website. Now the next one is VB. Some art prints. These are just some examples of some artists and how the websites describe them, okay? Listen to this because the text is small. And which words identify VB? VB is a contemporary artist living and working in the UK. She creates mixed media and college pieces inspired by pop and urban art themes. Explore the story behind. Explore the story behind is a link where you click. So which words define VB? Can you remember?
Contemporary artist.
Awesome. I'm going to show you now some examples of other words that we can use to describe an artist or maybe a painting, a sculpture, something that the artist produces. Let me see who's there. Yara, can you read it for me? The first column here? Are you
Yes.
there? Thank you.
Abstract, authentic, aggressive, beautiful, colorful, contemporary, contemplative, creative.
Thank you very much. Nara, can you read these, please?
Sure. Daring, divine, exotic, graceful, genius, impressionist. I have a difficult with the S.
Oh, it's fine. Impressionist. Here it's a
Impressionist.
sh sound. Yeah, that's good. That's it. And the last one, let me see. Hannah, can you read?
Yes. Intense, interesting, performance, profound, provoking, queer, unique, visual.
Very good. Here, as Nara said, she has a problem with the S, impressionist, but here it's visual, okay, visual. And look here in authentic, we have the TH, so we can give the sound as th, okay? Authentic. We don't say authentic, we say authentic, okay? Authentic. Aggressive, okay? Another thing, genius and famous, they have the same sound at the end of the word. So genius, the schwa sound again. Famous, schwa sound again. Here we have a double E, so we are going to extend the sound. So it's queer, okay? Profound, that's it. So these are some adjectives. I have here a link with an art vocabulary. So there are other adjectives that can define some artists. And as I said before, we can also define some art, not only the artists, but also the pieces of art. Okay, Anna.
O que é daring?
Daring, it's something that makes you think and it challenges you. It's the idea of challenging. And when you dare someone, you are, for example, I say, Hannah, I dare you cannot say the alphabet, the complete alphabet without breathing in 10 seconds. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, D, D. So it's a dare. When you do a dare, you are trying to challenge the person. So something that is daring challenges you. You see it, and you have to think. It's difficult to understand. It's daring, and it questions something probably. So it's probably challenging society rules. So something like this. Okay, do you understand?
Okay, thanks.
All right. Now it's your turn to choose 2 artists from this website that I'm going to send you the link now. And after you choose 2 artists, it can be a contemporary, modern, you decide. You are going to share with the class what you can say about them. just some ideas. You can write on a piece of paper some information that you read on the website, or you can memorize and you can say what you know by heart. You don't need to write it down. But if it's necessary for you, please take notes, okay? So I'm going to send you now the link here. Here you are. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's not the link. That's another one. It's King and McCall. Now it's the correct link. So you access this link and choose 2 artists, okay? I will give you 5 minutes to do it and we come back, all right? See you in 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes have passed. Now I would like to have someone to start sharing your artists.
I choose Salvador Dali.
What can you say about Salvador Dali?
I choose Salvador Dali. Yes, he's from. Hey, can you hear me?
I heard Salvador Dali, and he's from?
Is known for, or is famous for his surrealist arts, and I choose to paint blue roses, but it's not the website.
Okay, thank you. And what about the other artists besides Salvador Dali? Do you have it?
Can you repeat, please?
You mentioned Salvador Dali. That's great. But did you choose another artist?
No, sorry.
No problem. Thank you, Kelly, for starting. Another volunteer to talk about 1 or 2 artists that you have chosen.
AI. The 2 artists that I choose. The first one is Matisse, that is a modern artist, and he's known for his abstract and portraits that is very colorful and vibrant color, and he does a portrait in an abstract way. And the second one is Clint, that it's a Art Nouveau artist, and he's known for sensual figures and his backdrops that is that has a very patterned pattern, has a specific pattern, and he's known for his most known art piece is The Kiss. Stephany, I would like to ask you a question. The difference between backdrops and backgrounds. I don't know.
Oops, I had some problems here with the microphone. Let's see together. Let's see here, backdrop. And I will show you an image of the background. Backdrop here, a large piece of cloth with buildings, countryside painted on it, hung at the back of a stage during a performance. Let's see an image of a backdrop. So here we have, this is, let's say, a more contemporary, I mean, nowadays backdrop, right? But in Clint's, it's Clint, right? The one who had some backdrops. Let's see if we can find some. Here. This is like a poster, for example. The difference between the backstage and the backdrop is that the backdrop is this image that you hang behind. You can use it as a stage background, but the difference, let's see, background. The things that can be seen behind the main thing or people in a picture. So it's not background. It's not necessarily one image, one fabric that is hung. It can be made of objects, really. So for example, here, me, Stephany, my background is white. Walls, maybe you can see a part of my bookshelf, but only that. So the background is made of objects. So you can have the backdrop, which is the fabric that is hung, and a television, a bookshelf, a bed, or something like this. So the background, it's what surrounds and what is behind you with objects, etc. The backdrop is only the image that is there, hung. Can you understand this difference?
Yes. Thank you, Stephany.
You're welcome. Now, who else would like to share about your artists?
Can I?
Sure.
Okay, so I will start with Banksy. Banksy is an artist known for his street art and that use contemporary issues and some iconic images from pop culture. And a curiosity about him is that no one really knows who he is, but there is some people that say that maybe he is the musician from Massive Attack. And the other artist is Frida Kahlo, that was a Mexican painter, that her work is filled with pain and passion, and she's really known for her self-portraits. She's a great reference for my work.
Awesome, Nada. Thank you. I didn't know about this Banksy thing. That he is one of the... Which band you said?
Massive Attack.
Massive Attack. I've never heard that. I hope his. We're missing Hannah and Yara and Amanda, right? Who wants to continue?
I can. The first I chose was Monet. He's a pioneer French impressionist. You guys can hear me? Yes? Because my microphone is... he's observed the natural lights of the place for making his paintings, and he returns to the same place to paint the change of the lights of the same place. So yes, that is. The other one is Ingrid Bidus. I didn't know her, but I loved her work. She is an English photographer, and she also photographs with the natural light as Monet. So she worked in the beach. Eu esqueci como é que fala principalmente.
Mainly?
Yes. And she is famous for the photographs of the sea, of the waves, and it's a really nice work. I didn't know her.
She's also Almost an impressionist, just like Monet.
But with photograph.
What's her name again? I couldn't get it.
Ingrid Beatles.
Beatles. Can you write her name here?
Yes.
Her last name. Thanks, Hannah. Now, Amanda and Ziara, who would like to continue?
Can I?
Sure.
I chose Leonardo Da Vinci. He was an artist who created some of the most famous and recognized paintings of all time. He was a genius timeless. Besides being also one of the most celebrated creator and innovator of Italian Renaissance. His famous works reveal a deep understanding of the human anatomy and the world of physics. And the other is Bensky. He is one of the most instantly recognizable artists and activists of our time. His witty art often references other famous iconic images or address contemporary issues.
Thank you, Yara. And to finish now, it's Amanda.
Yeah, I chose Kandinsky. He's a Russian painter. He's most known as the pioneer of modern art. He is an abstractionist, and he used to paint abstract form and colors, and he compares music to his paintings. So he used the music notations, the music to create his paintings. And I also choose Rothko. He's a American celebrated abstract expressionist. He's one of the most significant artists of the 20th century, and he paints large, really large, like wall size paintings with colors, very live colors, and very many blocks of colors. He is also known for being the artist of sublime. He works with the sublime aesthetic.
Nice, thank you, Amanda. Everybody has participated? I think so, right? If not, please let me know. Now, something interesting that when you started speaking about your artist, I'm going to write on the chat, okay? Some people said, I chose, okay? It's in the past. It's a very nice way to start speaking when you chose something. So I chose this artist because, or I chose this artist, who is I have heard also Amanda has just said he is known for this, and he is also known for, so you are adding information. So he is also known for, so Marcel Duchamp is known for the fountain, and he is also known for all the other ready-mades, something like this. Now, take a look on the chat at these words here. How do you say them? Can I have someone to help me?
Human and huge.
Very good. Thank you, Tamiris. Whenever you have a letter H in English, you are going to pronounce the sound of the H. In Portuguese, we say humano. There's no sound, but in English, we do. So it's human, and huge. Now, how do you say that word there on the chat again?
Besides?
That's it. If it were in Portuguese, we would say bisa with the Z sound. But in English, in this case, we are going to say besides. Okay, it's a S sound. All right. Thank you for sharing your artists. It was great. Now let's come back to the slides. Now look at the sentences here. Nara, can you read the first and the second ones, please?
Of course. Olivera Parlik is a Serbian artist who transforms everyday items into subversive sculptures. Roxana Halls disrupts the traditional setting by picturing her characters in surreal, strange, and surprising poses.
Yes. Poses, yes. Awesome, thank you. Tamiris, can you read this too, please?
Behind Wiley uses heroic portrait painting to address the image of a young African-American man. His work challenges media representation of Black masculinity as synonymous with violence.
The other one as well, please.
It says something about the human experience.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Ellen, are you there? Kelly, I'm sorry. Can you read the last one, please? Is Kellen there?
Okay.
Thank you.
She creates mixed media and ecology inspired by pop and urban art.
Thank you. Kelly, I can't listen to you very well, but I could hear you. But your microphone is unstable a little bit. Now look at these sentences again. I have some highlighted words in each one. Transforms. Okay. I'm sorry. Sorry about that. But I could listen to you, but not so well, okay? So these words here, the highlighted one, transforms, disrupts, uses, says, and creates. What do they have in common? Can you tell me?
The S?
The third person. Oh. I think it's the third person.
Both of the answers are correct. The third person uses the S, and so it's the third person and the S. And also they are verbs. So we are talking about actions, the verbs. Here, Olivera Parlik transforms. If I say I'm going to say I transform everyday items into subversive sculptures. But in this case, I'm talking about Olivera Parlik. So we are going to use the S. So Olivera Parlik transforms. She transforms. The same thing here. If I said it would be I disrupt the traditional setting, but it's Roxana Hall. So she disrupts the traditional da-da-da. The same thing on the third sentence. I use heroic, but behind Wiley uses. So we put the letter S again. All of them are verbs, and they are using the third person to communicate. I'm going to show you a website here, and I will send you if you want to take a look at it afterwards. It's talking about the simple present. So here, I believe most of you already know this, but just to contextualize, this is a simple present, and we can use it in two ways. Look here, we use the simple present tense when an action is happening now, or when it happens regularly.
in the examples that I showed you, it's this case here when it happens regularly. So the artist transforms. When you analyze the artist's works, you can identify a regularity in her way of working. So it happens regularly. So she transforms. She or he uses something. In this case, we're going to use the present. So let's read here the example. I feel great. Pauline loves pie. This is something that she's not going to change this taste now. So it's not that has a regularity. It's a preference. So this preference doesn't really change next week. It's not going to change next week. So we can use the simple present. But take a look here at the difference between there's an airplane passing here. I say I write, you write, but when it's on the third person, just like Kellen said, we are going to use the letter S. So he or she writes. We are going to add the ES at the end of the word if the word ends with these structures here, or the letter O, or CH, SH, TH, etc. So I say I go, he or she goes, because it ends with the letter O. The same thing for example, watch. I watch television every day. And I'm talking about my roommate. My roommate watches. We're going to add the ES. This is the simple present. And on the third person, remember, we're going to add the S or the ES. Is that difficult for you? Do you know that already? Is that okay for you? Awesome. If anybody has any questions, please let me know. Okay. So I dance ballet, I study art, and if I'm talking about another person, in this case a woman, she dances ballet, she studies art. In this case, study, we take off the Y and we're going to change it for the letter I, and then we add letter E and letter S. Let me see what time it is. Let's have our 5-minute break and then we come back. Is that okay for you? Okay, see you in 5 minutes then. Hey there, I'm back. Are you there? Renata? We are going to play a game now, okay? It's Kahoot. We're going to practice the simple present. It's an easy game. I will send you a link. Hi, Amanda. I'm not sure of when you stopped listening, but we had some explanation about simple present and the S, the use of the S at the when we're talking about the third person. So, for example, I work, she works. I use, he uses materials. So whenever you're talking about the third person in the simple present, you're going to use the S. And I sent here the link for a website in which it's explaining everything about the affirmative, the negative, the questions. I didn't really talk about the questions and negatives because I think you probably already know a bunch about the simple present. And because since we're talking about an artist, usually we are going to refer to this person in affirmative ways, not necessarily in negative. But we have all the explanation there on the website. And if you need, you can ask questions. Okay, I sent here. Oh, great, Amanda. You're welcome. So I think You just lost the 5-minute break. We had a break for now. All right. Have you received the Kahoot websites there? Look, you're probably seeing this image when you receive the website. In that little box, as you already know, because we have played it last class, you are going to insert the pin that I'm going to send you, okay? I'm going to create the game now, and I will send you the pin. So here is the image of the game. Here is the pin on the chat. The game is about the simple present, okay? Tamiris, Amanda, Nara, and Hannah. We still need Yaram and Kelly. Yara is there. Kelly, do you need any help? Kelly, are you there? So, I think Kelly is not there. Maybe she took a little bit more time for her break. That's okay. So, let's play the game with the 5 of us. Can I start it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start the game. It's about the simple present. It's an easy game. So let's do it. Third person present. Pay attention to the questions. Look, it's I. Ah, great. We're missing one answer. Let's go to the next one. She. Talks. Perfect. Just yes. Tamiris. The first one. The chef and a big birthday cake every week. Since it's the chef, it's he or she. So he or she makes, okay? I make, but the chef makes. Tamiris is on fire. Next one. Dogs tanana very well in lakes and in rivers. Dogs. Dogs swim. That's it. The dog tanana water every day. The dog, it's it. The third person. Drinks. That's it. We often games outside. We often play. If it were she or he or it, like the dog, the girl, the boy, we would say plays games outside. But we're saying we, so we play.
and they play as well. He, pudding every day. It's he, remember, third person. Eats. Awesome, perfect. Damaris is on fire. Frogs, high into trees. The frogs, they jump. The frogs jump. And not the last one, two more. The mice quickly on the floor. It's it, third person. The mice, oh, this is wrong. It's the mice runs quickly on the floor. We had a mistake in this game, huh? The last one. My friend, to Osaka every day. My friend, he or she. Comes, because it's he or she comes. Let's see the podium. The spotlight for Tamires. Congratulations, guys. I'm going to end the game now. Okay. Did you see that there was a mistake in one of the questions? The mice runs, was that it? Runs. So runs. No. So whenever we have the third person, it's he, she, or it, we are going to insert the letter S at the end of the word, okay? In this case of the game, there was this mistake. It's the mice runs. All right? He or she, it, we put the S, right? That's it, Kelly, correct. That's it. Let's continue. Sharing the screen. So Kelly, as you asked, he, she, and it, we are going to use the letter S. So she dances, she studies art. On the website, I mentioned that I wasn't going to talk about the negative in the question, but I'm just going to show you quickly. When you are, how to make the simple present negative, we are going to use does and not. And then the verb goes to the root form with no S. So Pauline does not want. If it's an affirmative sentence, Pauline wants. But now the negative, Pauline doesn't want. You can say does not, or you can contract it and you say doesn't. Now, when you ask a question, you're going to use does again. So, do you know how to bake a pie? How much does Pauline love? So the S only goes in the affirmative form, okay, of the third person. Any questions? No? Okay, let's move on. Now we are going to watch the video again. I'm going to anticipate a little bit some words for next class. In this case, we are going to complete the sentences using these words here, and this is what they're saying. Whoops. The words are, the adjectives are gruesome, unsettling, powerful, and violent. I'm not going to give the explanation now for these words if you think it's necessary, because we're going to watch the video and maybe you understand a little bit what these words mean when you see the image, okay? So are you ready to listen? Yeah? Great. I'm going to send the link to you, and you are going to do individually so you can see the sentences and you can listen to it by yourselves. Okay? So here is the link, and pay attention. I wrote there 2:55. It's the minute here. Okay? So you go to 2:55. In this part, you are going to listen to what they're saying. So it starts like this.
There is something very violent.
There is something very violent. So the first word here, I already gave the answer. There is something very, you complete here, violent. You can write down your answers and then we are going to share them. Don't forget, 2:55 is the correct minute of the video. Okay, I'm going to put it here and send you the link. Here's the link for the video. 2:55, don't forget. And you complete the sentence. Let me know when one of you finish. Okay, Amanda and Nara have finished. What about Tamiris and Hannah? Tamiris has left the room.
I finished.
Okay, so let's listen together. Actually, I'm not going to put the audio again. I'm just going to show you the answers. Look here. Hannah, can you read for me the answer, please? There is something.
There is something very violent and something very gruesome, but also something innately human about these three figures. I think it's extremely powerful and kind of unsettling. I think it says something about the human experience.
Very good, thank you. So violent, I think it was okay. Gruesome is something terrible. Powerful, it's related to power, okay? It has power in it. And unsettling, it's something that is disturbing, it's annoying. Did you think it was difficult to understand what they were saying? No? Tamiris, are you okay? You're back. Nice to see you.
Yes, I'm okay.
Okay, we have just corrected the exercise, okay? Can you check your answers here? So violent, gruesome, powerful, and unsettling. These, at the beginning of the lesson, we were talking about some adjectives that can define some artists. So for example, we're saying someone is a realistic artist, impressionist artist, iconic artist. In this case, violent, gruesome, powerful, and unsettling, we are defining the artwork. So this is just a start of next lesson, okay, for next week. Some words for us. Now, look at this image here. As you could see in the YouTube video, Leo was talking about this painting, and it's Francis Bacon's painting. And here there is a small text talking about this painting. This is Leo saying. Nara, can you read for me, please, this text?
Sure. It's scary and it's gruesome, but we can't look away from it. There's something mesmerizing about it.
Thank you very much. Now, who could help me and tell which words define Francis Bacon's painting in this text?
Scary, gruesome, and mesmerizing.
That's it. Perfect. Mesmerizing, it's something that is that can hypnotize you. You look and you cannot stop looking at it. as he said, we can't look away from it. So you try, but you can't because it's hypnotizing. Okay, so these are the words. Perfect. Now this is Leo talking about Francis Bacon. I didn't know he, Francis Bacon, was a queer artist. Now we have two more texts about two different artists. In this first one, Tamiris, can you read, please? Born to an English family.
Mhm. Born to an English family in Dublin on 28 October 1909, Francis Bacon was the second of 5 children of Christina Firth, a steel heiress, and Edward Bacon, a racehorse trainer and former army officer.
Thank you. And the last one, Amanda, can you read?
Bacon's first post-war solo exhibition included the first of many works inspired by Velázquez's portrait of Pope Innocent X, 1650, Galleria Doria Pamphili, Rome, and showed his use of characteristic enclosing frameworks.
Thank you very much. Now, as you can see, there are some highlighted words there. What do these words have in common?
They are in a simple past form.
That's it. Nara was going to say the same thing?
Yeah.
That's it. Simple past. So we were talking about the simple present or present simple, and we're talking about something that is frequent, that repeats, that has a repetition. It's a habit maybe. But now we're talking about something in the past. I can talk about an artist, a contemporary artist, and I say, she works with this, she uses this. But let's suppose I'm talking about Frida Kahlo, I'm talking about other artists that are not alive or that made something in a different moment than now. We're going to use the simple past or past simple. Here, look, included and showed, they are two examples of regular verbs. So if I'm not talking about the past, I say include and show. Now I'm using the simple past. I'm going to add the ed. I'm coming there, and I'm going to repeat this more calmly. Was and was is the simple past form of the verb to be. So I am an artist. Francis Bacon was an artist. Okay? Now here in Pablo Picasso, Kelly, can you read, or you think your microphone is not so good? Can you? Let's try.
Okay. He changed the course of the art story with revolutionary innovations that include college and, of course, Cubism, which broke the structure of a present subject matter of art and set the template for other 20th century artists.
Thank you very much, Kelly. Now I could listen to you a little bit better. So here, the highlighted word is also a verb and past simple, okay? Let's take a look at the rule of the past simple very quickly. So we have the verb here, the root form that we say, so play. The past simple of the verb to play is played, type, typed, listen, listened, push, pushed, love, loved. Now, these are the regular verbs. When you have a regular verb, you're going to add the ed only or just the d, depending on the word. So, for example, type, there is an e here. You're just going to add letter D. simple. Now, there are the irregular verbs that you have to memorize. What is the form of the verb in its irregular form? So, we have here put. These examples of irregular verbs are the same. So the root is something, and the simple past form looks exactly the same as the root. So it just repeats. You can memorize these ones. So put, cut, set, cost, hit. It doesn't change pronunciation. It doesn't change anything. These are irregular verbs, but these are the piece of cake irregular verbs. We also have the irregular verbs that we have to memorize the differences. So, for example, see, saw, build, built, go, went, do, did, rise, rose. And the verb to be. If I say I am, in the past, I say I was. If I say she is, using the past, she was. Now, the plural of is the are in the present simple. In the past is were. So verb to be is was and were. So the verb to be is an irregular verb. So when we have Shakespeare's famous to be or not to be, ser ou não ser, in the past we're going to use was, probably ser. So in this case he says to be, but if I say I am, you're going to say I was in the past. If I put the plural pronoun like they are, they were. Do you have any questions about this? No? Really? Okay. Good news here. The verb in the simple past tense don't need to agree in number with their subjects. Oh, what, Stephany? In Portuguese, we agree with number. So, for example, eu fui à praia. Eles foram à praia. There is a difference. Eu fui, foram. So we have to memorize all of the differences for each person in Portuguese. In English, no. You just change the verb. You put the ed and that's fine if it's a regular verb. So for example, Wolfgang polished his medal. The other winners, eles, the other winners polished their medals too. If it's in Portuguese, we would say Wolfgang poliu his medal. Ele poliu. Mas os outros vencedores poliram. Tem a conjugação no português. In English, that's not necessary. You just have to know if it's a regular or irregular verb, and that's it. English is much easier in grammatic structures than Portuguese. For us Brazilians, of course. Here are some other verbs. In here we have the negative and interrogative, okay? If you want this information for you afterwards, if you want to study at home, and if you have any questions, you please let me know next class. So, if we transform see in the past, for example, more irregular verbs, it's saw, as we already seen it. Okay, it's the same one, I just changed. More irregular verbs. Eat, ate, write, wrote, make, made, drink, drank, sit, sat, speak, spoke, sing, sang, cry, cried, sleep, slept, give, gave. So these are all irregular verbs. This is going to be on the folder, Google Drive folder, and you can have access to it. But anyways, you can go to Google and you can research for irregular verbs, and it's going to show up a very big list with many verbs. Now I have two sentences here. By the way, is everything okay? Everybody okay? Awesome. Two sentences here. Amanda, can you read for me, please? Hypersexualized.
Hypersexualized bodies emerge from a modern dystopia which reflects on the internet era, contemporary culture, and taboos. Oliveira Parlik is a Serbian artist who transforms everyday items into subversive sculptures.
Perfect. Look, I highlighted these two words and to show you that we can connect sentences and it makes more fluid to speak or to write if we connect sentences. So for example, I divided the sentence so you can see them. Hypersexualized bodies emerge from a modern dystopia. Okay, I copy it here. Now forget about which, okay? I added here, modern dystopia reflects on the internet era, contemporary culture, and taboos. So if we didn't unite, if we haven't united the sentences, we would do it differently. It would be repetitive. Modern dystopia, modern dystopia. But I don't want to repeat it that way. I'm going to unite them. When I unite them, I use one word. In this case, I'm going to use which. So don't repeat so many words. So modern dystopia reflects on. Instead of repeating some expressions or some words, you cross it out and you unite them. So it's like this. Hypersexualized bodies emerge from a modern dystopia. Cross it out, which reflects on the internet era. Okay? Now here we are using the word who. So dividing them. Oliveira Parlik is a Serbian artist. And the other one. Oliveira Parlik transforms everyday items into subversive sculptures. Instead of repeating Oliveira Parlik, Oliveira Parlik, Oliveira Parlik, you cross it out and you use this beautiful word, which is a pronoun, here in the middle of it. So Oliveira Parlik is a Serbian artist. Cross it out. Who transforms everyday items into subversive sculptures. What is the difference between which and who? Which is used when you're talking about objects and animals. Maybe concepts, something that is more abstract. Who is when you're talking about people. So if you're talking about an artist, you can say something. Pablo Picasso is the artist who did something, who painted something, for example. Do you have any questions so far? Yes, no? Kelly, do you have any questions? No? I'm seeing that you're talking about the folder, right? Jess, você sabe dizer se tá tudo bem para o pessoal receber as informações no Drive?
Eu enviei um e-mail com a pasta todo, né, um dia antes da toda terça-feira eu mando essa e-mail falando, né, que está disponível. Então, eu acho que pode checar o spam lá para ver se está lá. Eu mandei para todos.
Thank you. So you can check, okay, if you have received it and if it's in spam. Thank you, Tamires. Probably is there. maybe it's not recognized as something good. Okay, now look at these two sentences here. She is the artist. She uses polka dots. Can I have a volunteer to unite them and to make one complete sentence using who?
She is the artist who uses polka dots.
Perfect. So instead of repeating, she is the artist, she again, we cross this she here and we use the word who because it's a person, okay? Now, he is the musician. He invented techno music. Can I have another volunteer here to make this?
He is the musician who invented techno music.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Do you have any questions about that? No? Okay. So we cross the repetition and we insert the word who, and that's it. So if you're talking about an artist, you can use the word who because it's a person, okay? If we're talking about a painting, we're not going to use who. We're going to say which or that. Now let's play tic-tac-toe. And how is it? We are going to divide in two groups, two teams here now. And how the game works. You are going to create sentences according to the house that you choose to play. So, for example, Nara is the first one to play, and she says, I want to use in the present. So I'm going to take the circle, and I put the circle here. If she creates a correct sentence using the verb use in the present. So, for example, she's going to say, in my paintings, I use, I don't know, specific brushes, the red paint, or something else. Or if she's talking about someone, an artist, or someone she knows, she's going to say, he uses nice material for her work, something like this. If the sentence is correct, I am going to draw the circle here, okay? And then the other team is going to play and choose. I want to create past. So you're going to create a sentence using the verb create in the past. So pay attention if it's present or if it's past. Another thing, all of these verbs here are regular verbs in the past. So, I'm sorry, be is an exception. Be is an irregular verb. So I was, he was, they were. This is an irregular verb, okay? Use is a regular verb, so it's used. Create, created. Paint, painted. Okay? Do you understand how to play the game? Yes, so you have to create sentences. So let's do like this. We are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. So is there someone else here that I don't see? Nara, Tamires, Kelly, Yara, Hannah, Amanda. Everybody's here as far as I can see. So the first team is Tamires, Tamires, Hannah, and Kelly. Okay, Tamires, Hannah, and Kelly. And the other team is Nara, Amanda, and Yara. Okay? So, Tamires' team, you are going to start. Okay? Who wants to start? Tamires, Kelly, or Hannah?
I can, guys. Do you agree? Can I start?
A gente não pode fazer junto? Tem que ser separado?
Acho que poderia ser junto. A gente pode ajudar.
Tipo, a gente conversar.
Okay. Okay, it's possible. We can do this way. Yeah, you can talk and you create a sentence together. Okay? But I need one person to give the final answer. So Tamires gives the final answer.
Okay.
All right. Great. So, girls, which one do you want? Be past, use present, be present. What's your favorite?
Pensando no create fast, o que vocês acham? Que é o do meio?
Eu ia falar isso, que eu sempre começo pelo centro.
Create past. Okay. So, what is your sentence?
My sentence is Hannah created a beautiful sculpture.
Is it okay for you, Hannah and Kellen? Is it correct?
Yes.
Yes. Can you repeat, please, Tamires? Hannah created
a beautiful sculpture.
Very
Hannah
good.
created a beautiful sculpture.
Perfect. It's very correct. So it's a circle for the first team. Second team, Hannah, Amanda, and Yara. Would you like to make this dialogue as they did? I think it's a good idea.
And Nara, not Hannah. Hannah is from the first team.
I'm sorry, Nara. I said Hannah. I'm sorry. It's Nara.
That's okay.
Nara, Amanda, and Yara. Which one would you like to play? Here.
Girls, let's choose one of the corners.
Paint, maybe.
In the past or in the present?
In the past.
Okay, so paint in the past.
Past. Okay. So who is going to create the sentence? You three, right?
I can do it.
Yeah, of course, go ahead.
We painted the wall.
We painted the wall.
Yeah.
Is that correct? Yara, is it good for you? Nara?
Yes.
Yeah. Very correct. Point for the team. Awesome. Now the next team, which one are you going to play here?
Be past. Use past. Be past, guys.
Acho que one of the corners. Vi? Kellen, você falou vi?
Be past?
Be past?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So what is the sentence?
Do I make the sentence or anyone else want to do?
You discuss and then we have a final answer. Okay.
Guys, one of you want to make the sentence?
Just a minute. She was.
Dali was the best artist surrealist.
Can you repeat, please, Kellen?
Dali was the best surrealist artist.
Okay, Tamires, could you understand? Hannah, could you understand? Can you repeat for me?
Yes.
It was bad for me.
Dali was the best surrealist artist.
Is it correct? Hannah, Tamires, and Kellen? Okay. It's all right. It's very correct. So team, you have got the circle. Ih, caramba. Now the other team, what is the one that you would like to play?
Paint present.
Yes.
Can I do it? You can help me out. She paints with blood.
Is it okay for you, Yara and Amanda? Correct?
Yes, perfect.
Yes, that's correct.
It is very perfect. Very good. Now, oh my God, circle. What is the one that you would like?
Great present.
Yes.
Okay.
Use present or be present, that you said?
No, create present.
Ah, create present. Okay.
Trabalho.
Okay.
So let's create a painting together.
Is it correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You score a point. Now, next team. Eee.
Ooh.
Use present.
Okay. I'm nervous.
Can I?
Sure. I'm sorry.
I use watercolor for paint.
I use watercolor paint.
Yes, for
Yes.
paint.
Is that it? Can you repeat, please? The final version, Nara.
I use watercolor for painting.
Ah, okay. That's very correct. Yay. Now, circle group, what's your answer? Your choice?
Transform present.
Okay.
Okay. I transform this painting to a black backdrop.
Is that okay for you?
Yes.
Sorry, I don't understand. Can you repeat, please?
I transform this paint to a black backdrop.
Okay.
Okay. Very nice.
Okay.
I transform paint. Can you repeat, please?
This painting to a black backdrop.
Into a black backdrop. I confused. Okay, so you transformed the painting into a black drop. Is that it?
Yes.
Ah, okay. No, it's correct. Yeah. So circle for the team. Actually, I was thinking here, I transform this painting. If you are talking about, sorry, I gave you the point, but I'm thinking about it. I transform something into something. Okay, the structure is fine, but it's not a habit. It's not something frequent that you do every time. I transform this painting into something, into this. But if you wanted to say that I transformed in the past this painting into a black drop, that's okay.
Okay.
In this case, it's not frequent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Yes, Hannah.
Frequente.
I'm sorry?
Você falou que não é frequente, mas e se for? Se ela fizer isso todo dia?
I transform this painting into... I would say I am transforming. If it's a process, I would say I am transforming. I am making this painting differently. I am transforming it into... You get it?
Now that I'm thinking, the sentence is a little bit weird.
It's a little bit weird. Do you agree with me, Nara, Amanda, Yara? Yeah?
Yes.
Yes.
The use of the verb is correct, but how you conjugate it's correct. I transform, but Yes, it's not a habit, it's not frequent. If it's frequent, you would say, I am, because it's a process, it's an idea of something that starts and has an end. Okay, you got it, Tamiris?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
ou também se fosse I transform paintings into writers.
Yes, that's it. Perfect. So I'm sorry, I gave you the point and I'm
No,
taking
it's okay.
it.
It's okay.
Cross team, now it's your time to try and win. Which one do you want to use?
We have another chance? No?
Kelly,
Yeah.
if you have another chance, I have to give another chance to Nada's group.
Okay.
You decide.
For me, it's okay. It can be Nara's group turn.
Yeah.
Eu tenho só uma pergunta.
Yes.
No caso, como a sentença delas, o ponto não foi computado, fica a opção ainda disponível ou o ponto vem pra gente? Porque isso faz diferença na hora de escolher a nossa próxima.
It is available for you. Now my question is, do you want a second chance? Tamiri said it's okay, we can continue. Yeah, Hannah, what
we
is?
can continue.
Okay, so it's 2. Okay, Kelly, so we're going to continue. Nara, Amanda, and Ziara, let me know, which one do you prefer?
Be present.
Yeah.
I am a painter.
It's okay.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
I am a painter. Very correct. Now, circle team. Which one do you want? It's transform. It's transform. It's karma.
Vou pegar a frase corrigindo agora, ué.
So guys, anyone wants to try to view the sentence?
We can use the same.
Can I?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, girls, I think it's Solevi transform colors in minimalism in an incredible way.
Can you repeat, please?
Solevi transform in minimalism in a transform colors in minimalism in an incredible way.
I think it's okay.
Solevi is an artist. So Solevi transform colors in minimalism in an incredible way.
Oh, okay.
Is that the answer?
Será que é transforma? Transforme só com dúvidas. Se Levi transforma. Transforma.
Do I have an answer?
Guys?
Hannah said something. I don't know if you have heard.
She said, Solevi transforms colors, something to minimalism in an incredible way. Or something like that. I didn't understand the whole sentence.
Say, Hannah.
No, I just say if I'm not sure if it's transform or transforms.
What do you think, Tamiris and Kelly?
I think it transforms because it's he. He's the third person.
So let's have a final answer.
Transform.
Yeah, so Levi transforms, and guys, the rest of the sentence I didn't her.
Minimalism in an incredible way. Transform, colors. So transform colors. No transform colors. Transform colors. Transform colors.
Transform colors.
Oh my god.
Okay, 5 seconds. 5.
How about
I just need to understand. Solevi transforms colors in a incredible way. I just lost the middle of the sentence. Guys?
Eu também não perdi o meio da sentença dela, tá cortando muito.
Yeah.
You can change a little bit, it's okay.
Okay, so the V transforms colors to minimalism in incredible ways.
Transforms, that's it. I was nervous because Hannah said it's transform or transforms. It's the artist. He transforms colors in an incredible way or in incredible ways. It's okay, it's fine. Now it's correct. Your karma is over. You have burned your karma. Now, just to finish, I know it's going to be Velha, but the next group, can you create a sentence using use in the past, please?
Let's do it.
Can I say something polemic?
Oh, yes, you can.
So Levi is dead, so he can't transform anything anymore.
Oh!
So, I'm sorry, team. Oh, no.
Artists never die. Your arts never die.
The arts don't, but the artists do.
So I'm going to I'm going to set a challenge here now.
No, it's okay. It's just a commentary. It's fine.
It was a very huge problem that you brought now, Amanda. I'm nervous.
Actually, it was a question, kind of. When the artist is dead, then in this case, we have to use the phrase in the past?
I think it's better this way because you are mentioning someone who has already died. So we are going to use the past. He transformed. He used to transform. Yes. But if you are talking to a person who knows that he is dead, and you can say, just like in Portuguese, we would do, Van Gogh cria na tela dele isso, isso, isso. It's in the present, but we know that he's already dead. Okay. It's okay. But if you're talking to someone that you know that the artist is dead, etc., etc. Okay? I would rather use the past.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, the last sentence, use in the past. What can you say there?
Who wants to go?
You can go.
Okay. I used clay in this sculpture.
Perfect. Very, very correct. Thank you for the crazy game that we had now with some problems, some news. Now we are going to finish the class with this activity in groups. And I am going to explain something in Portuguese in just a minute. But what you're going to do, we don't have time to research in 10 minutes, so it's going to be 5 minutes. In your group, you are going to choose one artist and do a fast research on her or him. And you have to mention the following topics: nationality, the style of the person, is it impressionist or romantic, I don't know, a curiosity, and what he or she is known for. And important information, don't tell the name of the artist. You explain, you say the characteristics, you tell everything you know about this person, and afterwards, the other group is trying to guess who the person is. Do you understand what you have to do? Yes? Now, in Portuguese. Eu e a Jess, nós tentamos usar essa ferramenta das salas temáticas ontem, só que deu algum erro. E aí, hoje vai ser uma forma de um teste também. Aparentemente, na hora que vocês são convidadas para a sala temática, é como se vocês estivessem saindo dessa sala principal para vocês entrarem lá. Então, existe a possibilidade de vocês irem e... Eu não sei muito bem, Jess, se você quer tentar explicar? Não sei o que acontece, que algumas pessoas ficaram perdidas ontem. E aí a gente acabou fazendo individualmente.
Isso. É que, na verdade, vai aparecer uma mensagem para vocês participarem, mesmo que a Stephany falou. E aí vocês vão entrar neste grupo com essas outras pessoas. Então, assim, vocês só vão ver as pessoas que estão com vocês, entendeu? Eu e a Stephany, vocês não vão poder ver porque a gente vai estar fora dessa sala. Eu acho que é só clicar para participar, e aí quando vocês terminarem, né, que o tempo vai acabar, vai aparecer para vocês saírem da sala. Aí vocês vão sair, vocês vão retornar para onde a gente está agora. Outra coisa que eu estou vendo aqui, a Tamires está aparecendo para mim como eu não posso atribuí-la ela a um grupo. Tamires, você poderia fazer um favor de só sair e voltar para ver se a gente consegue corrigir isso?
Posso, só um momento.
Obrigada.
E aí a gente vai ter 5 minutos para fazer a atividade. Acabando um tempo, automaticamente vocês vão voltar para essa sala, né? Não automaticamente, perdão, vai vir uma mensagem dizendo assim, algo do tipo, o tempo acabou, você vai retornar à sala principal, uma coisa do tipo. Aí você aceita retornar para a sala principal. Vai aparecer uma notificação e vocês aceitam. Mas aí qualquer coisa, se a gente não conseguir, a gente retorna, faz individualmente rapidinho e no problem. Mas vamos tentar.
E agora, foi?
Parece que você não pode participar da sala, mas é uma configuração. Deixa eu ver se eu consigo colocar manualmente.
Já vão pensando num artist que vocês gostariam, enquanto a gente vai vendo aqui a parte técnica. Perdão, Jess.
One artist per group, right?
Eu não estou conseguindo colocar a Tamires em um dos grupos.
Então, vamos fazer assim, a gente mantém individualmente, já que elas já estão pesquisando, a gente deixa desse jeito mesmo, Jess, né?
Ah, tá bom, pode ser.
Tá? Porque senão a gente dividiria e só a Tamires não participaria, aí a gente deixa individualmente mesmo, tá tranquilo. Obrigada.
Stephany.
Oi.
Poderia fazer, tipo, os 2 grupos e aí eu faço individual. Por mim não teria problema, se for para manter a dinâmica.
Fala, Jess.
Não. Eu não tenho.
Bom, de qualquer forma, Tamires faria individualmente, se tiver grupo ou não, né? Porque se a gente fizer individualmente, todos farão. Vocês. Vamos fazer assim então, Jess? Vamos fazer com os 2 grupos, a Tamires faz individualmente e a gente vê se consegue o esquema do grupo, até pra gente testar a ferramenta melhor.
Tá bom, então.
Pode ser?
Não tem como deixar também com alguém aqui nessa sala principal?
Talvez. Pode ser isso, então a gente faz isso. Tamires e Yara, talvez, ficam aqui. Hannah and Amanda, talvez, e Nara and Kellen. Tá? Eu falei aleatoriamente, mas se vocês quiserem escolher aí vocês fazem 2, 3 duplas.
Eu separei assim, então.
Oi?
Separei em dupla, e como você falou.
Tá ótimo.
Tamires e...
Perfeito. Então tá bom, vamos tentar. Eu acho que vai aparecer para vocês a notificação já já.
Acho que deu, certo? Deu sim.
Deu certo?
Sim.
Ah, que bom. So, I'm sorry, we are going to be silent
Okay.
now for you to work.
Yara, eu tava pensando em falar do Diego Rivera, se tiver de boa para você. Senão, a gente pode escolher outra pessoa.
Eu não conheço ele, mas pode ser.
Tá, eu tô tendo um pequeno problema porque meu computador não quer ligar, então eu vou ter que me virar com a pesquisa no telefone.
Eu posso fazer essa parte, eu tô aqui no PC e no celular.
Ele é o marido da Frida. Dá uma olhadinha aí.
Tá.
Você consegue ver o slide que a Stephany deixou, não consegue? Para ver as informações que precisa.
Ela tirou a apresentação.
Não, então tudo bem. Mas você lembra? Eu lembro de algumas só.
Sim, é a nacionalidade.
Isso.
Aqui, ela voltou a apresentação.
Obrigada, Stephany.
Tá. Tô escrevendo aqui.
Tá. Nacionalidade mexicana.
É a nacionalidade, estilo, curiosidade e pelo que ele é famoso, conhecido.
Nacionalidade, estilo, uma curiosidade, né? E tem uma curiosidade que eu sei sobre ele, que ele fez um mural. Eu não lembro para onde foi. Foi para um prédio nos Estados Unidos, acho que em Nova York. Eu não lembro o nome do prédio, não lembro o nome do mural. Olha, Meu pai do céu, peraí que eu vou botar aqui. E aí, tipo assim, tava naquele negócio de Guerra Fria, Stalin, essas coisas, e aí ele fez um mural tipo assim, comunista. E aí ficaram bolados com o mural.
Tá bem, vou
Porque é
tentar
Estados
achar.
Unidos, Guerra Fria, né? Enfim. E assim, sobre estilo, acho que o estilo que ele mais fez parte foi o muralismo. Tipo assim, que ele mais. Porque, olhando aqui, tipo, colocam ele em vários períodos: arte moderna, realismo social, cubismo, art déco, arte, né, surrealismo, enfim. Mas o que ele é mais conhecido é pelo muralismo, que ele faz muito mural, eu esqueci agora o nome da técnica. Ai, eu realmente esqueci. Que é feito com cal, gente, pelo amor de Deus. Olha, eu tô esquecendo tudo.
Nossa, eu sei qual é, só que eu não sei o nome também.
Deixa eu ver se eu acho aqui o nome técnico. Afresco, verdade. Lembrei, o nome da técnica é afresco. Nossa, meu professor ia me matar se eu esqueci. Se ele soubesse que eu esqueci
Sim, eu estudei
afresco.
isso semestre passado.
Não, eu estudei já tem um tempinho, tem tipo. Foi no início da faculdade que eu estudei, deve ter uns 3 períodos, 4. Uns 4 períodos, é. Esse fresco. Mas como se fala fresco em inglês? Meu Deus.
Eu coloquei aqui no dicionário, acho que é frescos.
Frescos.
Só para ver. O tempo da atividade acabou, tá?
Poxa vida. Deixa eu voltar aqui para a sala. Yara, você quer fazer a fala ou eu faço?
Você anotou tudo aí? Se quiser, pode falar.
So everybody's here now?
Yeah.
Hey, can I stop sharing? All right, so who wants to start your presentation of your artist? And don't forget, don't mention the name of the artist so the other groups can try and guess who the person is. Who would like to start?
I can go.
Go ahead, Nara, please.
Okay. Our artist was a surrealist French artist that lived in New York. She was known for her feminist artwork, and one curiosity about her is that she used to do spider sculptures.
So can you guess who this is? Thank you, Nara.
Louise Bourgeois.
Nossa, cortou tudo pra mim aqui.
Yeah, Amanda is right. Amanda guessed it.
Very good, Amanda.
I love spiders.
So can Amanda and Hannah, it's the pair, it's Amanda and Hannah, right? Can you now mention your artist, please?
Yes. Quer começar, Amanda? Posso começar?
Não, pode começar.
She is born in Brazil. more specifically in Belo Horizonte. She's style is neoconcretist, and a curiosity, she started with paintings, but she's known for installation and relational objects.
And she gained she gained fame during her living, but she's still, even now, she's still famous in the whole world. And she's a contemporary artist.
Sorry. Is she Lygia Clark?
Yes.
Aha! Fire. Nice. Thanks, girls. And Tamires and Yara now?
I just want to say that these two girls was very, 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 nossa, muito, muito boas, entendeu? Porque eu não consegui adivinhar nenhum. So, the artist that we choose is a Mexican painter, and he's known for being a huge personality on the muralism movement that used the fresco technique.
Diego Rivera?
Yes.
Very good.
Nada, you deserve a chocolate or something.
Yes. She's very assertive.
I will eat one during my lunch.
Look here, when we're talking about somebody's style, we are going to say if it's a woman, her style is, okay, on the chat. And if it's a man, his style is something like this, okay? Or you can directly say she is a surrealistic artist or he is an impressionist artist, okay? But if you're saying something about his, her characteristic, we use his, her. She's known for drawing this there. Who is it, Kelly? Is it you? Yeah? Oh, nice. Awesome. Okay, everybody, that's it for today. Do you have any questions?
Stephany, só se vocês quiserem saber a teste do... Tá dando um retorno, pessoal.
No, it's kind of the coach. The artist. The name of artist.
I'm sorry, I don't understand, Kelly. The name of the artist. Just a minute, Kelly. Say, Hannah, what you're saying?
Então, é que vocês estavam querendo testar esse negócio de salas, né? Eu fiquei num limbo ali, eu não sei se foi a minha internet ou o que aconteceu, mas vocês todos ficaram, tipo, eu cheguei e aí apareceu vocês meio espalhados, assim, e tudo quieto, daí eu só ouvi a parte das aranhas gigantes, daí eu já sabia que era a Luiz Bourgeois. Apareceu isso, não sei o que aconteceu, foi um...
Mas você conseguiu participar da sala temática? Você conseguiu?
Mas na hora que eu voltei deu isso, sabe, eu fiquei... Sei lá o que aconteceu ali.
Que estranho. Tá com algum bug, mas a gente conseguiu. Que bom que vocês conseguiram se unir nos grupos. Oba. So, guys, that's it for today. Thank you very much for your participation and the links that we received. I have no idea. I didn't know about Duchamp's problematics about the fountain, for example. And someone else sent something here that I don't remember now, but it was a link about one artist. And where is it? Who sent it? Interactive. Elsa Duchamp, is that it? That Ana Claudia sent. Yes. So that's it for today. Thank you very, very much. Next class, we're going to talk about the pieces, the artwork of some artists. So I was wondering if for homework, you can take a look at some reviews, críticas, okay? Take a look at some reviews in English about some artists. Just read it. You don't have to produce nothing. Just read some of them. If you like Frida Kahlo, if you like Ligia Clark, look for reviews in English about these artists, just so you have an idea of how we're going to do it. Okay? So, thank you very much. If you have any questions for next class, please bring them. And see you.
Gente, muito obrigada. Obrigada, Stephany. A gente se vê na próxima. Desculpa os problemas técnicos, gente. Tá ruim? Ih, meu Deus. Peraí.
Eu ouvi muito obrigada.
Stephany, can we say something about our own work?
If you can say something about what? I'm sorry.
Our own work.
Yes, of course. If you actually, I want you to research for review so you can see how people construct the text on a specific artwork. But yes, you can try and produce some text about your own work, and you can send it to me so I can help you maybe build text. Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jessie?
Agora tá para ouvir? Bem melhor? Ah, não, eu só queria dar tchau para vocês e agradecer a presença e agradecer a Stephany por mais uma aula maravilhosa, gente. A gente se vê na semana que vem, então. E é isso. Um beijo. Um bom final de semana para vocês.
Thank you. Have a nice weekend. Bye bye. See you.